It's finally on TikTok. I've been waiting so long for this. Like, I'm about to go to TikTok. I have these Globers that are like, I guess they're really big on TikTok.
Sorry,
They
bro. I
have
got to
really
take
big
a
channels.
call.
Say again?
He had to take a phone call.
So like there are these Globers that have really big channels on TikTok, and they've been making videos about me. And then someone sent it to me, so I replied in the comment. And this guy's like, "Witsit's finally on TikTok. I've been waiting so long for this day." They're so gay, but anyway, they're gonna like blow my TikTok up, and I'm gonna start making like epic short TikToks, and I'm gonna take those same videos and put them on YouTube Shorts, and then we're gonna pump up NASA audits, and that's going to not say flat Earth, so it's going to beat the algorithm. And we use True Earth, which now, if you Google True Earther, we pop up at the top Google result. So we're like glitching out the algorithms for 2023 is kind of like the goal here. And then I'm going to get on these really big channels. Like I did SGT, it's got 250,000 views. So yeah, I think 2023 is going to be pretty. It's a lot of stuff's gonna happen. I have this like King Los wants me to do a flat Earth show with him, so I'm gonna try to link up with him. We got the next, we got Level with Me coming out, and it's got freaking Eddie Bravo, Joel Bauman, Bryce Mitchell, and me, and then we have like Sam Tripoli about to just kind of like bite the bullet on flat Earth, and he's got a huge platform. We got Milo Yiannopoulos, how do you say his name? He is just come out as a flat earther a few days ago. So we're like working on people behind the scenes and pushing them to publicly state it, like really big names. We can't say all of them, but yeah, 2023 is going to be crazy. I'm just letting you guys know something's going to happen because it's going to tip over, and then in this year or the next.
What did you say? Sorry, bro, I'm back. You said you opened a new site or something on Twitter? What?
Oh,
What did you say?
well, I'm going to get on TikTok. The TikTok, they're like Globers that get propped up on TikTok. So they have lots of people watching them. And they're like obsessively covering me. And so they're going to blow up my TikTok once I get on there. I've never done anything on there, but they're going to blow it up. So I'm going to make short, like flat earth information videos. And then with graphics, like 2-3 minutes. And then take those, put them on the YouTube shorts as well. So anyway, like TikTok's going to kind of blow up. A summary of what I'm saying is we're talking to like really big names as well, kind of pushing them to just come out and say it. So we're going to try to get Sam Tripoli just to finally kind of say it. And then Milo Yiannopoulos, whatever, he just came out as a flat earther. And a few other people that are really big, have really big platforms that we're trying to push to say it. We can't really say who they are. So
Milo came out, the gay guy? He came out as a flat? No way. Nice.
Yeah, he's not, he's not gay anymore, but
what do you mean he's not? What do you mean he's not gay anymore?
Yeah, he says he's not. He says he's not gay anymore. He says
really.
Yeah, for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I guess basically he got right with the creator is what he says, right? So and that he's not gay anymore. But yeah, he came out on Telegram and said that the Earth's flat. He said it very poetically too. And so then
he has a big following. This guy, he has a lot of viewers. Nice.
And dude, he's in Ye's presidential campaign. He's one of the main people in his campaign. So, and then Nick Fuentes is the other guy, right? Well, Nick Fuentes has something called cozy.tv, and it's like uncensored streaming, but he only like lets a few people on. There's only like 8 people on there or something. Well, one of the main guys on there jumped on my channel, and him and the guy that jumped on with them are both like good personal friends with Nick Fuentes. And I just like sliced them up with flat Earth, and they want to set up this big show about it on cozy.tv. So that's going to get to Nick Fuentes. Obviously, Kanye talks to Owen Benjamin, who's a flat earther. And then you have Milo coming out as a flat earther. So we're going to basically like be converging on Nick and Ye with flat earth from all angles, where if Ye may actually come out and bring attention to it. So that's a big goal for the 2023 lineup. So I have some pretty big things that I think are going to
Nice.
really shake it up. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Like that
Where
could
you
be,
gonna?
like, I mean, that could change everything overnight. Like if this stuff all falls into place, like in a week, it will actually be all over the place.
I mean, people are gonna want to talk about it. They're gonna, if you go do a 2-3 hour thing somewhere, they're gonna want to listen more. Like, where do you send them?
Well, I'll tell them about this place, different discords. Then they need to realize that they need to also look into Rumble and Rockfin and BitChute and Odyssey, places that aren't censored. Then obviously they can go to YouTube. But if they want to talk about it, Discord is the best move. Although Discord kind of sucks, and I'm waiting on Telegram to fully take over Discord. Right? I mean, they have voice calls and stuff, but it's just not near as interactive as Discord at the moment. But if Telegram actually does that, it'll be fully uncensored everything. But I think we need to also keep our flag staked in Discord, because that's where everyone's going. But yeah, I just think it's going to be crazy. Like all of a sudden, it's going to become a job because there's going to be so many people that need to know about it. I'm also going to make new, like, how like Nathan Thompson would put out the Flat Earth flag. I want to make new versions of that, but like much more aesthetically pleasing, where people can like leave them in different places or a card with a QR code and just have like a full website that explains everything and sends them to different Discords or different places to go talk and learn more about it. We need to kind of plan for what's going to happen when we get the major rush, because what they're going to do is they're going to send out a bunch of fake flat earthers to look dumb, and try and prop them up and try and keep it under wraps. If Ye comes out and says the earth is flat, everyone in the world is going to be talking about flat earth the next day. It's not really about they're all going to just believe it. No, but they're all going to be talking about it. It's going to throw flat earth at the top of what everyone's discussing. And then these anti-flat earthers it's going to be so embarrassing for them. These people that are globers are going to come and see the anti-flat earthers and be like, these are the lamest. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just being honest, right? Like, these are some of the lamest. Let's not make it personal. Like, this is such a lame thing to do, to come to work every day effectively to try to shut down those asking questions. And look, they're dishonest and they lie and they twist and they interrupt and they are obsessive and they personally attack and stuff. They're going to be one of the main people that create the flat earthers, and it's going to flip on them. Their worst nightmare is going to become true, where all of a sudden they're not like in the majority. I know I'm talking a lot, but so the anti-flat earthers are going to have a rude awakening in the next couple of years,
Yeah, you definitely got to watch out for the fake flat earth. Like them dudes that fight the flat earth and McToon be going on with, and I think I even heard one in Shane's server or whatever with the last fight, the flat earth thing. Like there was some guy that started talking about how light went in your left eye and out your right eye or some shit. Like I feel like that was just a plant or something. I don't know if it's hard to tell, but yeah, you got to watch out. They're definitely going to try to send people and try to fuck us up.
Yeah, well then that's, and I'm going to like really step up into every debate that I can. But we need more people, right? But I think I do a decent job of representing flat earth in debate publicly, but I think we need more people with different personalities. Like I rub some people the wrong way, and also some people don't like that I'll answer basically every question, even if flat earth doesn't need the answer, I'll still answer it. So we just need more people to kind of get ready to maybe get on camera and be able to represent the community publicly, right? I think that these are like the big things that we have to do. It's like you're saying, we don't want like random flat earthers coming in there and making us look dumb, because you'll never get that opportunity back. You'll never get that moment where it's like they are at the top. Like when B.O.B. talked about it, it went crazy, bro. Flat Earth went crazy, and they had to come in and censor it, or it would have been long over by now. So when that happens again, we also need to create a plan to take over Twitter, because David Avocado in our summit, David Avocado Wolf was talking about, he was capped at 80,000 followers for like forever on Twitter. Then Elon took over and he shot up to like 230,000 like very quickly. So there is less censorship on Twitter. So we should take it over. This is just what I think. I think we should branch out.
TikTok's the move though, for real, because that's what all the kids is on. Like their algorithm straight, like YouTube was before they changed it. So
yeah, the only thing about TikTok is eventually they'll just delete you. Like, but yeah, like my friend Caleb, he was in the summit too. He got up to like 100. I think he got up to 120,000, got deleted. Got up to 80,000, got deleted. Then got up to 100,000 right now. Yeah.
What the fuck? Was he talking about like crazy shit though, or was he?
I think he was just talking about flat Earth, bro.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah, bro. And he said now they've deprioritized his channels and the algorithms. He used to get like hundreds of thousands of interactions like within hours. And now it's nothing like that. They definitely clamped down on him. But it's still good. It's still a good place to be, though. Because, like, so we have to have some good flat earthers representing us on that platform because there are lots of globers on there. I know I'm talking a lot.
Honestly, you got to be
like make action plans for flat Earth.
Honestly, you got to be careful who you even let talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want Fight the Flat Earth to get one of his goonball friends to pretend he's a flat earther and then just go in there and start fucking us all up or something. You know, because people will look and be like, "Oh, this shit's fucking stupid."
I think that's inevitable, though. Like, I think that they will put people in place, and it won't even necessarily be the government. FTFE is a perfect example. He's like the lowest of the low. He's a degenerate POS. Like, and the fact that the people that are in this room all defend him show you what kind of people they are. So, like, he'll do it for the government. He doesn't even have to work for the government.
Not this room.
Well, some people in this room will actually, like in the chat.
You're talking about the Globers? The Globers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, for example, he like covered my website audit NASA and told everyone to go spam my applications with hateful, toxic messages. Like, that's just such a degenerate move. You know, it's like they will hit below the belt. Like, they don't care. They have literally no integrity. They're moral relativists. They're moral relativists, bro. So yeah, we got to be prepared for that. We just gotta assume that's going to happen. You know, just like you said, McToon and FTFE bring the fake flat earthers, the fake stupid flat earthers on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back and watch FTFE's or McToon's channel, like, I don't know where the fuck they're getting these dudes from. 99% of them dudes, I ain't never seen them before. I ain't never heard of them before. They look fucking stupid. They're saying dumb shit.
Oh, something else that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this thing where I'm a Glober. Like, I'm gonna act like a Glober just to show people that I can defend the globe better than all these Globers. Better than MC Toon, better than FTFE, better than Professor Dave, better than Simon and Dan, better than all the people in here.
Why don't you
legitimately better?
Just take the position like where you don't act better. You pretend to be a Glober, but just like a really bad Glober with horrible arguments that gets destroyed super easy.
No. I want
channel,
to,
right? But it's really a flat earther channel.
Well, yeah, but what I want to do is show that it's not like the flat earthers just don't know the Glober's arguments. Dude, I know the best argument they have for every single subject, pretty much. So I want to break it down better than they can, more articulate, still man the globe's position the best that they can, and then show why it's wrong. So we can just avoid the flat earther stupid and just doesn't understand things, just doesn't know things. No. The flat earther knows the globe better than the Globers, can articulate it better, more accurately, right?
Well, all we have to do
is that worth it though? Like, you're going to give him ammo.
I don't think it's worth it at all, dude. Not at all. I think you should take the opposite position. Just pretend to be a Glober, but a really horrible one that you know, has really bad arguments.
I'm
I
not
And
doing
wouldn't do
just
that.
that
exposes.
either. But
No, that's going to do the opposite. That's going to make more Globers think they're right. They're like, oh, that's what they do to us. They're like, oh, flat Earth is stupid because here's a straw man. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, if someone's like, why if I have a flat Earth, I'm thinking about doing it with Jaron and setting it up on modern day debate. For example, Jaron will be the flat Earther, I'll be the Glober. Okay. And like we'll already kind of know what we're gonna say, but I will still man the globe the best it can be done, but without all the fallacies, which means the globe has nothing. Okay, so like how do rockets fly in space? Well, there's an oxidizer on board, there's interaction inside the capsule, and then just a small little bit as it begins to disperse into the vacuum creates just a slight amount of momentum to move forward. But since there's nothing that's impeding the travel of the rocket, it can actually attain momentum. That's their best argument, articulately and concisely stated. Well, then Jaron can just refute that. So then when someone watches it, they've heard literally the best the globe has, like literally, and then why it's wrong. But we don't have to listen. We don't have to go on there with someone that's going to interrupt and ad hom and gaslight and then give these emotional appeals to like, oh yeah,
Dude, the
but
last time you were on there, that guy was brutal, bro. On modern day, oh my god.
yeah, it's just sophistry. It's just like fallacious arguments with intention to deceive. That's all it is. It's like appeals to emotion and consensus and poisoning the well. And it's like they just have the script that sounds kind of convincing because they say it with such conviction. We need to just shut them up. They shouldn't
Was
even be
Adam
allowed
was
to
sick
talk.
this? My bad.
No, you're good. What'd you say? Earthers can come up. This is how they view it, frankly, because they're mental midgets. I'm sorry, but so they think if they can come up with one question that a flat earther can't answer, that debunks flat Earth and proves that the Earth's a globe, right? Like, well, then what is Mars? What is Mars then? Oh, got him. Checkmate, Flurf. Well, what's the moon? Right? If they can come up with one question you don't know the answer to, what's on the bottom side of flat Earth? Checkmate. Right? If you can't answer one question, then it makes the Earth a globe. But they can't answer thousands of questions. And then that's science. So when they can't answer questions or their theory is completely wrong, that's just science. That's how science works. But if the flat earther can't answer one question, then that proves the Earth's a globe. That proves the Earth's a globe. That's the blatant double standardist conversation that we let go, and it's a huge detriment to us to let that go. We need to expose that.
Absolutely. And another thing that should be highlighted with the ballers is their dialetheism. That word should be used more often. It meaning two truths, right? Dio, two in Greek, aletheia, aletheism, dialetheism, two truths. So that's their whole game, man. Up is down, open is closed, straight is curved. This should be like highlighted. They have double beliefs in everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, like,
You guys
like
able to hear me or no?
yeah. What's up, bro?
Go ahead. Points already lost. Go for it.
Well, basically, like, just to give an example of that, right? It's like, what's on the bottom side of flat Earth? It's like, we don't know. We can't go deeper than 8 miles. But the way I see it is that you have pressure being mediated from the top and the bottom of the magnetic field. So basically, pressure pushing to the center. If you went down, you would reach a place closer and closer to the middle of the inertial plane or the block domain wall, and you wouldn't be able to materially access that place because so much pressure is mediated there, you couldn't get there. So it's no surprise at all we can't go deeper than 8 miles. It's expected. Okay, you just made that up. That's just speculation. Where you can't prove that. It's like, yeah, I just said it's speculation. We can't go more than 8 miles. Oh, so you don't even know what's on the bottom of your stupid flat Earth, right? Then it's like, okay, what's below 8 miles on the globe? They don't know. Oh, well, well, here's our core model. Oh, here's what's all wrong with it. Oh, well, that's fine. That's fine though. That's science. We don't really know what the core is made of, but that's science. We don't really know what the layers are, but that's science. But if you don't know what's on the bottom of the flat Earth, then it's flat Earth debunked. It's
Well,
a
that's
perfect
easy.
example.
That's easy to humiliate them, bro. Just bring up the Kola deep borehole. They went down 7.8 miles and they got just about everything wrong about it. The heat, the water, the microbial life, the rocks, everything. They got it all wrong. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like their whole globe is typically built upon the geological field as well, like geology, right? And have you guys heard of something called the Great Unconformity? So there's something called the Great Unconformity, and they have a prediction of the layers of the Earth and how old the Earth is. They said the Earth's 4.5 billion years old, and it has all these different layers of rocks, right? And that's how they date things. They come up with models. They came up with the core of the Earth model. All of this ties into geology. But what the Great Unconformity is it shows that there are billions of years of missing sedimentary layers. Now they're horizontal sedimentary layers, which is hilarious. So say like basically in layman terms, the really young rock is sitting right on top of really, really old rock, and there's supposed to be tons of layers in between it. And there are areas on the earth where there are billions of years missing. Well, like 1.7 billion years. That's almost half the age of the earth, allegedly. Right? So like their theory is completely wrong. There are billions of years missing. The Rocky Mountains, the Black Hills in South Dakota, the Grand Canyon, mountain range in Australia. Those are all over a billion years off. It's like 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.7 billion years of rocks missing. Okay. So they have their whole like layers of the earth thing is complete BS. It's already been debunked. Great unconformity. But for them, it's okay that their theory predicts a thing and that it's billions of years off and none of it worked. That's okay. That's fine. But if flat Earth can explain every little thing of existence, then the Earth's a ball again. Like we need to highlight the hypocrisy because they get away with it way too much, and it's unfair.
Don't forget about the trees that are going vertically through millions of years of layers. You got trees that are vertical going through all that.
Yeah, but you have like a source for that?
The source for that? Yeah, there's many pictures of it.
Well, I mean, I would just like a source. I mean, I've heard that, but I haven't been able to find a source. I didn't really look though.
Yeah, Kent Hovind uses that a lot. The vertical trees going through, supposedly like millions of years of layers.
Okay, then there probably is definitely a source if you use it.
Yeah, I mean, their whole shit's circular. They'll tell you ask them, how do you know how old this dirt layer is or this rock layer? They'll say, oh, look at this stuff we found in it. We could tell because of this stuff. But then they'll ask, how would you know how old this stuff is? They'll say, oh, because we know because we found it in this dirt layer, and we know this dirt layer is it's circular.
That's a whole bunch of nonsense. That radiocarbon dating, if you look into it, you're gonna see that it's insane. First of all, organic material like life things, it's like 60,000 years. And then when you go to the other stuff, you hear about parent-daughter relationships having to be in an enclosed thing. It's all a bunch of nonsense, bro. If you look into it, you're going to see there's no way that they can date this stuff accurately. No way.
Yeah, but you guys should really look into the Great Unconformity, dude. It's such a freaking death blow, dude. It's such a death blow.
What's that? The Great
The Great Unconformity it's like up to like 1.8 billion years of missing sedimentary layers. Like they age it based on alleged layers, and then when you go look in the earth, there's huge portions missing. It doesn't work. And their own model has a bunch of presuppositions. It's also a sign there are billions of years of layers missing in certain parts of the world. So
Okay, that's a new one to me. I'll check that one out. Okay.
yeah, the Great Unconformity. There's the Grand Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the foothills. It's called like the Black Hills in South Dakota. I have a list somewhere at the house, but yeah, it's probably best that I can send you some stuff because like it's like not it's not easily accessible for obvious reasons. It's
Yeah,
called the
yeah.
Grand
Another thing
Unconformity.
to be said, funny you mentioned that, when they did the Kola deep borehole, they got a whole layer wrong as well. Just putting that out there. That's one of the things they got wrong. I forget which layer it was. They were completely off. Completely off. So
And
this
then
doesn't
they'll just
surprise
look
me.
past this stuff. They'll just like look right past this, like it doesn't matter. Like no matter how damning the evidence is against their belief, it's okay. That's science.
Yeah, and whatever they tell them the next day, that's their belief. Given beliefs. They have no critical thinking of their own, zero. Like the baby galaxy paradox. You heard about that with the early galaxy formation. I brought it up, and they have nothing now. What they're doing now is they're waiting for the scientists to tell them how those galaxies were able to form. They have no critical thinking skills of their own, zero. Any normal person, right, will say, okay, the model says this. There should be a 6-year-old baby there, but hold on, we found a 13-year-old. Well, anybody with logic would say, whoa, something's wrong here. Yeah.
Tell me how they
about
know
that.
the age of a galaxy. How can you possibly know the age of a galaxy by looking at lights in the sky?
But don't think for a moment I believe it. I'm just saying their model. Like, yeah, I don't believe a thing about that.
Or the fact that somebody would actually believe it when they say, "Yeah, we know this." The fact that people believe that, it's just sad.
They tell you how old the whole universe is, let alone the galaxy.
Yeah, and they tell you they can see back in time, and everybody
Dude,
believes that as well.
they claim to know the edge of the visible universe is 46 billion light years away.
Yep, that's right.
I like the one where space is expanding. Then what's it expanding into? You know, if you have a balloon or a loaf of raisin bread, they like to use all the time. That's always expanding into something, right? You blow up a balloon, it expands into something. Like, what is the space expanding into? Crazy.
Yeah, see, you got to let that baby galaxy thing go. There's an explanation for that.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, there were two events. There was the Big Bang and the Baby Bang.
Don't give him ideas, bro.
Dude, they're gonna come up with anything to keep the model. Like, they never throw the model out. They just keep it and just do ad hoc shit all day. They made the ionosphere for Marconi's radio waves. They made dark matter for Einstein. Like, they will just make shit up. Just
Yeah,
make shit
never
up.
say they were
Like,
wrong. Yeah. Yeah, Sabine is one of my favorites. She cracks me up.
is that the
She's
chick? I
the
think I
only
just came
one.
across. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I think I just saw that chick. She did an article on the problem of particle physics recently. Or I don't know if it was recently, but I recently found it. Yeah, I think that's the one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's one of the few ones that actually contradicts some of the stuff, like questions it, but she's like full of the sauce, you know. She drank
She's
from the
still with
Kool-Aid.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still with him, but she knows that there's fucking weird shit going on.
Yeah. Her and Penrose roasted the hell out of Michio Kaku. I mean, roasted the hell out of
Oh,
him
I
with the
bet.
string theory. Oh man, you gotta hear that one. Yeah. If everybody, that's another big misconception. Everybody thinks that these scientists all agree with each other, right? Nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing. They all argue with each other.
Well, that's how it should be. But the people that come in here, they just look up the mainstream agreed upon one, and they think it's a scientific fact and that all scientists agree because they're just not very smart. They're not capable of independent thinking.
Yeah, like we're the only ones disagreeing with this shit. We
Well,
ain't the
That's
only
why I
ones.
swear I'm just gonna start talking
they
on my
had
credentials.
they had to disagree with each other because there's no way to prove it. No way to prove any of the crap that they say.
Well, they don't even
It's
care about
all
that. They don't even care about that. They don't even care about proving it. It's just like when they have a glaring problem, that's when they're forced to disagree. Nowadays, if like there is no obvious problem with the theory, they'll all agree on it. Such a joke. Like, think about it. The people come in here and they defend relativity like it's the most tested and verified theory ever. Every single person that really knows anything about relativity and applies it in their profession, other than like JA, some anti-flat earther that claims to do that, like they all know relativity is wrong. Every single one
Yeah,
of them I've talked to.
Scott Veach will tell you relativity's on its way out. They know there's
Yeah,
something else.
absolutely.
They got yeah.
So will
Yeah, that most.
Sabine. She says it too.
It's obvious to anyone who can think critically, and like read just a little bit of information. It's very obvious. But these people don't do that. These people just like memorize the Wikipedia introductory paragraph on how to like repeat, why relativity is good, and then they come in here and say it. That's it. Same thing with the expansion rate. Same thing with redshift anomaly. Same thing with the early galaxies having too much of a formation. Same thing with the geodynamo model. Same thing with the geomagnetic model. Like, all of these things are known to be wrong. Same thing with all of quantum physics, current interpretation built upon the wave particle duality of light. Everyone knows that isn't right. Everyone knows all those things are wrong. Like the people that actually do it. So you go to Harvard or Stanford or Yale and you read their papers on this stuff. They're like, here are all the anomalies, here are all the discrepancies. We're doing the best we can. We're trying to figure something out. Some major change is going to have to happen. The theory doesn't work. You come in here, the core model is perfect. The core model explains everything. We know exactly how the magnetic field works on the Earth. So, and then quit Google search and then pretend they know everything about it. So, I'm just saying, like, these people aren't real representations of the paradigm. They're not. They're like cult members. They're like, I don't know. Every time I talk to them, honestly, they can debate in this realm better than like the credentials can, because the credentials are just honest and they've just never really even like had this information brought to them. So they're like, I don't know. Wow, I don't know. And here they've heard all of it so much. They've all agreed on this little in the corner of the internet like script, and they just repeat it. The real professionals don't do that at all.
I know. That's why I always say like Kosho, Blue Mars, Vanek, Blue Marv, all these guys in here, Jace, they're the best Globers in the world.
Yeah, literally. Like I was talking to that geologist. I brought up the great unconformity, and it just like completely exposed him. And then he's like, I'm like, he's like, oh, there could be an ice age or something. I'm like, an ice age in one specific part of the Rocky Mountains? Are you kidding me? And
Yeah,
I'm like, so you could just be completely wrong, right? Your model could just be completely wrong. He's like, yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt. We could just be completely wrong. But in here, they'll laugh at you if you dare question the dating method built upon the assumed layers of the rocks of the earth. They'll act like you're a science denier.
Did you ever watch that Michael Schumer, Grant Hancock, Randall Carlson, and some geologist debate on Joe Rogan?
No.
Oh yeah, that geologist didn't do too good.
And he's like, I'm like, what, dude? This is not just some creation, the Creation Institute website, and or Answers in Genesis or something like that, where they dated those different rocks. They sent them to different labs, and he just started screaming, dude. And he was like, I'm not looking at that. And I'm like, before I bring the information, you promise not to poison the well or use the genetic fallacy. And he doesn't even know what those are, you know. Then I drop it, then he immediately does the genetic fallacy, and he's like, I'm like, what, dude? This is not just some creationist in his basement, you know. Like, this is a PhD in geology showing you. So he knows your own belief system very well. He's like, I don't care. They hand PhDs out now. You just have to be in the top 200. Anyone can be at the bottom of the group. And come to find out, he doesn't even have credentials. I'm like, so you dismissed the evidence without looking at it because of the source. The source was a PhD in geology from the University of Sydney, Australia. But you don't even have credentials. But because
I
he's a
mean,
creationist, you can dismiss it. Like, what a weirdo.
yeah, they all went against Robert Schoch when he did the Sphinx thing, the dating of the Sphinx. They all went against Robert Schoch immediately, even though he's a PhD, he's actively teaching or a professor at, I don't know, Boston or something somewhere. Yeah, they don't care if it goes against their paradigm. They're all in.
Look at what I posted, guys. You're gonna freak, okay? What's happening now is scientists of that age are getting older now, right? They've made their bones, as they say. They have their money. They really don't care, you know, what happens to them. And a lot of these guys are coming out now against. Check out what I just posted. He calls it Einstein's prison. Just have a listen to this guy. It's a 1 minute clip. For anybody that thinks all these guys agree, they don't. And more of them are coming out now.
Then the dude in the chat goes on to prove my point that they're in a.
Einsteinian prison, he calls it.